Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and it is football time in Tennessee. The VAWLS set to kick off spring practice tomorrow. Look, I'm excited, man. It is time. We've been talking about the transfer portal. We've been talking about recruiting. It is time to actually put the pads on and play some football. So what I'm going to do is run through a couple of things that I'm going to be watching throughout this spring camp. Certain position groups, players, what I'm going to be watching. But before we get going, as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We'll be live tomorrow, Tuesday night. Going to be playing NCAA 13, talking some spring football. Why not? Hey, we're going to play a little bit of NCAA 2013, but we'll talk about practice tomorrow as well. And then Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're all going to go live and kind of do a spring preview, but we've also got a big announcement that we're going to be making at the top of the show, so don't be late. Wednesday, 7 o'clock, make sure you tune in. But let's go ahead and jump into it. What am I going to be watching? What is going to be the focal point for me? You know, first of all, I'm excited because think back, and again, I say this a lot. I've said it a lot over the last couple of months. Rewind back to last year, going into spring practice. So many questions about this football team, and there are some questions to be answered in 2022 as well, but there's a whole lot more hype. There's a whole lot more momentum and excitement about the direction and the future of this program right now. One of the first things I'm going to be watching is Tavin Jackson. Yep. All the talk has been about Nico the last couple of months, but I want to see what Tavin Jackson can do. We all know Hendon Hooker's our guy. Hendon Hooker is the starting quarterback. Hendon Hooker for Heisman 2022. Write it down, take a picture. That's where we're going. But I want to see Tavin Jackson. Again, all the talk about Nico and the class of 23, and that's the reality of college football. You're always recruiting the next guy. Iron sharpens iron. Competition breeds success. But what does Tavin Jackson look like as a freshman? If you don't know, if you're not really familiar, you don't follow recruiting, Tavin Jackson was a four-star prospect in the class of 2022. He's 6'4", 198 pounds. Look, and he's a winner. He is a leader. He's a winner. He's coming off of back-to-back state championships in high school after appearing in 3 state championships in a row. Let me go through the scouting report here from Alan Treyu, National Recruiting Analyst for 24/7. Athletic passer with good physical traits, has height and the body to fill in, multi-sport guy who does athletic tasks fluidly and easily on the field, mobile and elusive in the pocket, can take off and make plays with his feet, gets rid of the ball quickly, does not try to hold it too long or sandlot play despite his athleticism. Did not throw a high volume of balls in high school compared to other top quarterback recruits and must continue to polish pure passing skills and mechanics. May need a year or two in college, but has a high ceiling. And again, that's why I'm excited to watch Tavin Jackson, see how he develops. You know, there's no pressure on him. That's the great thing about Hendon Hooker. It's the perfect storm. You've got your guy. You know he's the starter. Tavin Jackson has no pressure. Come in, learn the system, develop under Josh Heupel, the quarterback whisperer. But I'm excited to see what Tavin Jackson can do. Another thing I'm excited going to be watching is just the new faces. And I know Tavin Jackson's is included with that. But not just the guys coming in the class of 22, also Gerald Mincey at offensive tackle. What does he look like? Is he able to compete for that starting job at offensive tackle? And that's another position group that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and I'll just go ahead and blend it in right here. Cade Mays off to the NFL. Who is going to win that right tackle position? It's going to come down to Dane Davis, Jeremiah Crawford, and Gerald Mincey. What does Gerald Mincey look like transferring in from Florida? Also, We're going to find out after spring practice whether or not Tennessee goes into the transfer portal and adds an offensive tackle. Tyler Steen at Vanderbilt set to make an official visit here within the coming weeks, so that will be worth following as well. But as far as spring, what do the new faces look like? Can Gerald Mincey push Dane Davis or Jeremiah Crawford? What does that position battle look like? But going back to the new faces, who can make an impact in the class of 22? Can some of these freshmen get on the field and help this football team in the fall? Justin Williams, running back, probably has as good of an opportunity as anybody else in the class of 22 to work his way onto the field. Does he make an impact in maybe your short yardage situations? Can he work his way up to second on the depth chart? Some people saying Jabari Small is going to be the guy. Jalen Wright's going to start off the season as number 2. Can Justin Williams push him as the season goes on? I think a lot of it's going to come down to pass protection. Can he grasp the concepts as a true freshman? The guy's got the size. He showed up on campus in shape, absolutely jacked. That's what we're looking for at the running back position. Somebody to kind of counterbalance the smaller, shiftier back. Can Justin Williams be that guy? Also, the newcomers at wide receiver, Caleb Webb, Squirrel White, Chaz Nimrod, and Cameron Miller all kind of bring different things to the table. Cameron Miller, one of the highest rated recruits in the class of 22 for Tennessee, but a lot of people talking about Caleb Webb and Squirrel White and even Chaz Nimrod getting some praise. These are guys, and let's just go ahead and blend it into my other topic of a position group that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and that's the wide receivers, because we all know Cedric Tillman's the guy. Cedric Tillman, the day he said he was coming back, it put the fire in your eyes. Cedric Tillman, Hendon Hooker, let's ride again. One last run together. But after Cedric Tillman, there's a whole bunch of question marks. And look, I have the confidence in Josh Heupel in this offense, having a quarterback that's able to deliver the ball in Hendon Hooker. I believe there's going to be a few players that step up and rise to the occasion, but who is that going to be? I look at 2 different core groups of players, the guys we used to call the young wide receivers, Jalen Hyatt, Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Callaway. They're no longer the young wide receivers. It's time to develop and grow and step up and compete. Now the young wide receivers are the 4 guys I just rattled off. Caleb Webb, Squirrel White, Chaz Nimrod, Cameron Miller. Those are the young guys. That's the group of guys that I want to see compete. Who comes out on top in the wide receiver room? Does a guy like Ramel Keaton finally take that next step as a senior? You look what Cedric Tillman was able to do in this offense. And a lot of people said, why, how did he make that step? He went to work. Josh Heupel has praised him for his commitment to the film room, the practice field. He's put in the work. That's how he took that step. Can a guy like Ramel Keaton do that? What about Jalen Hyatt? Jalen Hyatt has flashed. Jalen Hyatt has looked really good at times. He needs to get more physical. Can he put on the weight? Can he be physical at the line of scrimmage? What about Jimmy Holiday and Jimmy Callaway? I am excited about watching this wide receiver room because, again, it goes back to the conversation about Tavin Jackson and Nico and iron sharpening iron and over-recruiting players. Because guess what? If Hyatt, Jimmy Holiday, and Jimmy Callaway aren't out there competing, they're going to be looking in the rearview mirror because there's 4 freshmen in this class of 22 that are coming. They want to get on the field. One last topic I want to talk about as we get ready to wrap this thing up, just talking about things to watch, key pieces that I'm going to be watching throughout spring practice, throughout spring camp. The last one is the defensive backs. How do you step up and find a way to replace Alontae Taylor and Theo Jackson, not just their on-field productivity, but also their leadership? And you add another layer to it when you look at the fact that Kamal Haddon and Brandon Turnage are going to be out for the spring. Not major injuries, stuff they had cleaned up in the offseason. They're not going to be back in time. They'll be back for fall camp, but they are going to miss the entire spring. Now, what does that do? It opens a big, huge door. It opens a window of opportunity for some young guys. Can a guy like Deshaun Rucker, and I hate to criticize the guy for one game, we saw what happened to Rucker in the bowl game. He had a rough day. He had a rough day at the office. But can he take advantage? Can he capitalize on this opportunity with a couple of guys out for spring practice? And then the big one to keep an eye on, Desmond Williams, the JUCO transfer, number 2 ranked JUCO corner that committed in the class of 22, 5'11", 190. He's a ball hawk, man. He's a guy that can make plays. Can he capitalize? Can he take advantage? And you know, I think he could potentially push for a starting job as it is, but he's going to get those extra reps. Can he capitalize on it as we move through spring practice? You guys know what to do. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, make sure you smash it before you get out of here. Hit that comment section. Let me know. Let me know some guys, some position groups. What are you going to be watching for in spring practice? Are you going to be watching for those wide receivers, a running back, Tavin Jackson, or even, you know, there's some guys on the defense that I didn't even mention. Guys like Tyree West, Jordan Phillips, guys that are getting a lot of buzz going into this spring camp. But hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVaws. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Planning to go live at 6:30 for the NCAA 13 stream. Hope to see you guys in the chat. We'll talk a little spring ball and also play a little NCAA. And then Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Hope to see you in the chat. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.